Hey everybody, thanks for joining us here on 9 News Watch for a detailed look at your Colorado weather forecast, and we're also going to answer a couple of those key questions. First and foremost, why has it been so dry and so warm here in Denver and throughout the state of Colorado here for not only the last week, not only the last month, but really going back the last 6 months at this point? We're going to answer that for you and also get into any possibilities for any snow here over the next few days, of which there are, well, I'll give it away here. Not much here, folks. We are certainly going to start off the month of December and meteorological winter without any measurable snowfall in Denver. So this is the first ever snowless fall on record for us here in Denver. Now, a little bit of context for you. Meteorologists define seasons by complete months. So in this case, fall is September, October, and November. It's not astronomically like September the 18th through December the 22nd. That's not how it works because those dates change. So for record keeping, it's much more, it's simpler to do it by complete months, and it's also a bit more accurate. So again, that's why today, November the 30th, marks the final day of meteorological fall. Meteorological winter starts on December the 1st. Astronomically, of course, will be in a few more weeks in the end of December. But again, first snowless fall on record for us here in Denver, at least, again, in terms of those recorded records, go back to the early 1880s. 1882 is when we started keeping track of snowfall officially here in the city of Denver, and it's been so warm and so dry for such a long time now. And there's kind of three key reasons, kind of three and a half, I'll make it 3.5 key reasons behind this ridiculously dry and warm fall. Now, first and foremost, La Nina, which means that we've got cooler than average sea surface temperatures in the Central Pacific Ocean, and that leads to this domino effect of global weather. And for us here in the southwestern U.S., it tends to lead to drier and warmer falls and specifically winters. But that's certainly at play. We've seen a very classic La Nina pattern across the U.S. so far this fall, and so we would imagine that La Nina is playing a big part of this. There's also, of course, the fact that the climate is warming, and temperatures so far this fall have been running about 2 to 3 degrees above where they should be this time of year. And going back over the last 6 months, this is the warmest June 1st through November the 30th on record, and it's not even close. It's also the driest as well. And then there's simple luck. There's luck also in play here. And what I mean by luck is that we've had a lot of close calls with storms, and a lot of them are staying just to our north. For example, Cheyenne, Wyoming, Casper, Wyoming, much closer to average. But those storms are staying maybe 100, 200 miles to our north at times. And part of that is, again, just simple luck. But we've had this kind of, also the half I would say here is we've had this very progressive weather pattern that's been leading to a lot of westerly winds and downsloping winds for us here into the Denver area and throughout much of eastern Colorado that is also at play. And the end result, well, you're looking at here at DIA, Denver International Airport, which is Denver's official climate site. We've only seen 1.88 inches worth of rainfall. Now, normally in that time span, we average close to 9 inches of precipitation, and that is just a stunning number, and that is by far, and I mean by far, our driest June the 1st through November the 30th on record. And then you take a look at the temperatures, and temperature-wise, we're also at our warmest June 1st through November the 30th on record. And again, not even all that close. We're a few tenths of a degree above our previous June 1st through November the 30th on record. So that means our warmest summer and fall combined on record here in Denver, and also our driest. Now, we've been also emphasizing this as well. I know there's a lot of focus, understandably, here in the Denver area on the fact that we've had our latest first snowfall, but one of the things we kind of want to get across as well is that this is the number that really matters. It's the snowpack figures. Also, again, that precipitation number, but this is the other number that really, really matters specifically for us here in the state of Colorado. We need the snowpack, and we're really lagging in terms of the snowpack. We're a little over half of where we should be in our season-to-date snowpack, and we started October. Early November was pretty okay. The last 3 weeks, that snow machine has really shut off for us here in Colorado, and that's leading us to pretty paltry snowpack season-to-date numbers. Now, that said, we're still very early in the season, so 1 or 2 big storms can really change that, and there's plenty of time to recover this, so don't want to necessarily make it all doom and gloom. there's plenty of time to make up those numbers. In fact, last season, which ended with a pretty good snowpack year, we started way worse than this. So again, there's time to make this up, but certainly the numbers so far this season, and specifically here in terms of that snowpack number, yeah, it's been a rough start for us in terms of those snow numbers. Now, here's the other number that really kind of gets across to me. So notice these temperatures. We're running about 15 to 20. In fact, here in Denver, 23 degrees below where we were this time yesterday. Folks, take a look at our current temperatures. 46 here in Denver. That is 1 degree below our average high for this time of year. So we had a cold front move through, and we're going to end up today in probably the low 60s. So after a cold front, we're still running 15 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. Hopefully that puts into context just how warm it is and how warm it has been, and also how warm it is going to be. More on all that here in just a second, but again, to me, it's kind of stunning that we had a cold front move through, knocked back temperatures by 15 to 20 degrees, and we're still running above average here all around the metro area. Boulder 50, 49 Littleton, 45 Centennial, 46 DIA, and 48 Greeley right now. Now the forecast, we got a lot of sunshine in store once again. That'll last through your day tomorrow as well, and not really much in the way of any significant rain or snow chances until probably the early to mid part of next week. And I'll say this here, folks, as well, those chances look less and less by the day. So today it is cooler, 61, but again, our average high for today is 47. So we're nearly 15 degrees above average, and it's still, again, this is after a cold front. Yesterday we got to 72 in Denver. That's 25 degrees above average. So again, it's just been sizzling here over the last few weeks, and that will continue as we get into the month of December. But forecast highs for your day today, 61 here in Denver, 59 Fort Collins, and still a little bit breezy for us, especially in the northern foothills, but not all that bad in around most of the metro area. Now, those winds tonight, we'll notice those in the east-facing foothills as usual, some of the typically windier spots. So Estes Park, Allens Park, western parts of Boulder County, down to Clear Creek County, western Larimer County. Those spots will be, in some cases, gusting up to 55 to 60 miles an hour. Here in Denver, the winds should generally remain on the lighter side, but if you're joining us from the west side of Golden, Evergreen, Boulder, especially just west of Boulder, that's where you'll be looking at some of those blustery conditions overnight and into your day tomorrow. Here in Denver, again, those winds maybe pick up a little bit for us as we get into your day tomorrow, but you probably won't notice it all that much. Now, tomorrow, it's December the 1st, it's the start of meteorological winter, and it's 70 degrees. So how about that for you here as we get into your day tomorrow? I mean, this has been unreal this fall. I've had to kind of explain to folks who are new here, including a few friends and colleagues here at the 90s newsroom, that this is a little bit weird, and by a little bit, a lot of it weird in terms of what we've seen so far this fall. But you know what? Enjoy it, I guess. 70 degrees for us here in the first day of December. We're going to be about a degree or two shy of a record. Wouldn't be surprised we do end up tying it, because every day seems to be going over those. A lot of what the computer forecast models are simulating. We're adding a few degrees to that, and it seems like each day seems to overperform even those projections. So again, it's just been a really, really warm fall, and that will continue as we head through today and into your day tomorrow and through your Thursday as well. So tomorrow, 71 Bennett, 71 Broomfield, 72 Erie, 71 Littleton, 68 Castle Rock, 64 Evergreen, 69 Golden. So temperatures, again, for most of us running close to 25 degrees above average. Now, here in the across the state of Colorado, 100% of the state is either abnormally dry or officially in drought. This map, this will expand as we get into our weekly update on Thursday. Every Thursday this map is updated, but we haven't had any really meaningful precipitation across the state over the last week. So unfortunately, these numbers and these colors will expand and get worse. So unfortunately, our drought continues and no relief in sight. As we head through the weekend, there's a weak little system that drops its way on through on Sunday that maybe leads to a few light snow showers in the mountains. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, there's a system that doesn't look all that impressive that kind of drops its way on through. Long story short here, folks, I do not see anything that really resembles a chance for snow. Again, as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, some of the computer forecast models, I'm not even going to show them to you because what tends to happen is these forecast models 8-9 days out will show snow, and then once we get into that 5, 6, 7 day window, it kind of all vanishes and falls apart. So we've really just got nothing that looks all that promising in terms of snow chances. I would say that there are some decent signals that by the middle of December that we do turn a bit wetter and a bit cooler, but then again, it's hard for it not to be cooler and wetter than what it's been now because it's been so warm and so dry for such a long time period that at some point this will change. I assure you it will change at some point. It's just not in the short term, in the foreseeable future. So over the next 7 days, we're not going to be talking about anything below average in terms of temperatures, and unfortunately nothing in terms of meaningful precipitation across the state. Maybe a little bit Sunday into the northern mountains, and maybe again Tuesday, Wednesday. I bet we'll see something here in eastern Colorado, but it looks pretty insignificant at this point. But again, fingers crossed that this does change. And I do want to emphasize, not all doom and gloom, that there's a lot of time for this to change. And even in La Nina winters, we can see some pretty big snow seasons. We're in Colorado, so of course geographically that puts us right in between some of those impacts where the Northwest tends to be a lot wetter and the Southwest tends to be a lot drier. Colorado, we're in between, so that can sometimes lead to pretty big seasons for us here across the state. So again, not all doom and gloom. I know it's been crazy dry and crazy warm, and a lot of you are itching for that snow at this point. I assure you it will come. It just hasn't come yet, and it doesn't look like it's going to be arriving here over the next week or so, at least here in the Denver area. But again, fingers crossed, middle of the month that we start to flip this pattern. So hopefully you've enjoyed this detailed look at Colorado's weather and some of the reasons behind why it's been so warm for such a long time period, and also a look now at that forecast with more 70-degree temperatures in store as we start the month of December. I can't believe I'm saying that. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Watch. I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Have a great rest of your day.